in certain laws or systems, but these systems require certain foundations. We normally skip the foundations and then we throw like the whistleblower. So we have the whistleblowers, acts. So the idea is that maybe do this, but the foundation is it rests on trust. Because me became even going to meet the pastor that you are confiding in by Sunday, you do preach. So there are many laws or there are many things which have been maybe a call conference, and I can say, put A, B, C in place. Or by
one contextualize it.
You did not contextualize and know that no, there is no trust or trust. There is trust erosion.
The foundation is not there.
There is trust erosion in my organization. I must deal with that before I roll out these plans. We just roll it out and then it does not go.
What about the civil society, the NGOs? How can they measure the system they can put in place to measure community?
So in conducting the various projects that they normally do, so this one is per project. I think one of the key components during the surveys should be the use of community vitality model in baseline and endline surveys, so that the various projects that they undertake, they should be deliberate in assessing the community vitality. To what extent are these projects, affecting the community? To what extent are the community also involved
in the project?
You see, sometimes one of the, shall I say, challenges or
the failure of projects,
the failure of the civil societies or the NGOs is that they sit somewhere in
and
the assume for the community
what they need,
and then maybe raise the funds, and then they just do and then they conduct and then dump them. They don't contextualize. You realize that, and then they don't. So the people don't feel that they own the
solution that you are bringing.
The solution
that you haven't identified their problem.
Yes. So and it's just like trying to solve poverty by handouts. By giving handouts. Okay, you every month I'll give you 1,000 cedis. The person will be perpetually poor.
Will grow
and then will grow in dependency.
Grow in poverty.
That is why these societies still want to depend on the NGOs, because at the end of the day, the system was not that we are collaborating with the society to own the projects, so that now in the absence of the civil societies, they have been equipped in identifying their own problems and then engineering change.
Vitality.
Community vitality. A very key component.
Wow.
A very key component.
Well, what should the faith-based organizations, what should they measure?
I think that is what Jesus' model of raising disciples and the formula he gave, or at least with what he was doing by taking 12 and then it was multiplied. So efforts have been made at the church system through things like cell systems, house group systems, or small group, or in other jurisdiction they'll call maybe class systems. So the idea is that there is a role the congregational level plays, where 1,000 people, 500 people, we are all gathered. There is that corporate anointing, corporate energy we gather. But that one alone will not do it.
Sure.
There is a place. So by this, it's an extension to the religious bodies that we should be tracking not only the congregational vitality, that the whole place was full to capacity. The auditorium, look at the praises and worship, how people were dancing. Oh, the church is growing. That is one aspect of the measurement. We should be concerned with the small groups. In many places, the small groups are not very strong.
They are not very strong.
Sometimes it becomes like even Bible studies. And then of course, let's give about 15 minutes. So during the church time, it's okay, let's break into our... We don't know that the strength of the church is actually the small groups.
Yeah.
But the energy that is driven at the congregational level becomes the focus, rather than the small group. So we should be looking at specific discipleship models that targets small groups, like house groups, where there can be interaction. That is where people, because I don't think you find that maybe at a congregational level the pastor preaches and then we are asking questions. I mean, amen.
Chapel them you musa question.
Oh, yeah, musa question.
As the Bible study now, bit musa question.
It's a honum you can bring out the issues.
So what do you mean to say is that we need to track the number of small groups whom visit, and another thing is a neighborhood helping neighbor incidents report.
Very good.
And that is why, if you are listening to me today, I mentioned that as PEMEN, Pentecost Men's Ministry, that's what we are doing. We want to impact our community. And I think it's not going to be just because we are celebrating our week. Whatever we are doing, we want to maintain that momentum. And that will help us as faith-based organization to be able to contribute our quota to the development of our community. The media.
So the media does representative, sampling. Their research mostly can partner with academia. Academia does field research, and then the media does representative, research or sampling, where the focus is on also the community trust survey.
They do community trust survey.
The media, academia, and then the government can partner and then run these, or the government, through the questions that we were talking about. That do you trust your neighbor?
Even in the church, the church can do trust. Members don't trust themselves.
So we can conduct trust surveys
in the church. Yeah, we need to do that.
This is even most of these things we are talking about. They are job opportunities.
Young men listening to me. Create something to do this.
So we propose to churches. So we'll be running trust surveys for them.
Trust survey.
Maybe quarterly or maybe twice a year or annually, based on the frequency they want.
That's the point.
So we have the metrics. So you just give us this, and then we run trust surveys for them, maybe district by district. And we let them know that the church that we are running, on the surface it appears, let's this is the real picture. Your trust survey, so we arrange it maybe percentage wise or on a scale of 1 to 10.
I think we will pick up from Metano. We're going to do that. Let me note it. Trust survey.
We can run trust surveys for companies, for churches, organizations, so that you get to know that this is the trust picture, or this is the state of affairs when it comes to the extent to which they trust themselves and then trust the leadership. We will have to capture it under Metanoa, in addition to the value audit. This is so excellent. And this is a whole job opportunity.
You've mentioned academia. Academia, you said they should conduct longitudinal study of social capital in maybe within a particular area. Wonderful. And then the international partners, you said it in passing, but I think you can.
So including community trust questions in demographic and health surveys. So you could see that the many of the institutions, what the proposal is gravitating towards, including trust surveys in the metrics of measurement.
That's a point.
So the extent to which there is trust among the people in the community. So trust surveys at work, trust surveys in the church, trust surveys in the society, trust surveys
in the governance, the politicians. Do you trust your politicians?
That's trust survey. Just imagine answers to questions like, or maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you trust your politicians, your chief?
Assemblyman.
And then we can use this as a feedback mechanism.
It's critical.
Yes, a feedback mechanism.
Yeah. So if you're a pastor, you have done such a survey, It's a huge feedback.
So it is an uncomfortable feedback.
No,
but
no, it's true.
it is a useful, though uncomfortable, but if you are really genuinely interested in the welfare
of your people,
and in the church or whatever organization, then you really need it.
Okay. Oh,
you really need it.
You've created a job right now.
Wow, this is serious. This is serious.
So therefore, having mentioned all these, dog, if you're a faith-based organization and you're able to do that, you know that your community is your anchor.
Yeah.
It is important that you undertake such a survey. And coming back to risks and difficulties, these things is easier said than done. There are risks. The first risk is that trust is abstract. People answer inconsistently. How can you mitigate if you want to measure trust? It's abstract. People are inconsistent when they are giving their answers. How can you deal with that issue from academic level or the GSS, Ghana Statistics, that we wanted to use them to do?
Yeah, so here the proposal is to use multiple indicators.
Okay.
Yeah, so that instead of just taking the answer from an individual and then drawing conclusion, you can, I think even in academia or even in science, for instance, you do, that's why when you are performing, let's say, titration, you do a minimum of 3 so that you find the mean. The assumption is that it is not reliable to just use a single titer value to draw conclusion. So it is the same thing. So here you build multiple indicators so that what one gives, you are able to also assess from other points. So when you draw the graph, you then see that no, some are outliers. And because at the end of the day, it looks like maybe you assess 20 people and then 15 of them are saying this. Whereas maybe 2 are saying something a bit extreme. You can say that no, these are a bit, they have colored it with their subjective extremism. You can now take it off. So by building multiple indicators, and here researchers, that is why academia and then the GSS, the Ghana Statistical Survey, also comes in. In building, there are various mechanisms that can be factored in place where it can reduce these uncertainties to the barest minimum. You cannot take it out entirely, but you can reduce it to the barest minimum.
When it comes to groups like Nobua, Susu, whatever, they are more informal and they are hard to count. How, if somebody does somebody's difficulty, how can we overcome that?
Yeah, so as we indicated, some are within the microfinance ecosystem or that space.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, it can easily be tracked. And then also market associations.
Various associations.
Yeah, so through the market associations as well as the microfinance partners, there can be that tracking. And you could also have the case where, just like we made mention under the traditional authority, that there can be a secretariat to that effect. We can also, even at the government level, if they take these things seriously, or even at the private sectors, together with the civil societies, we can open more or less like a secretariat, where we encourage that all elements at group interactions should officially register. So by so doing, and it may be, we can even pitch an online registration.
That's it.
So by so doing, within any given district, there can be effective monitoring that we have these X number of groups, either market associations or these microfinance partners.
In fact, whilst we are talking, somebody can even set up a trust council where now that we have anti-corruption and all those things, trust becomes their institution where they are looking at trust issues. Maybe it's something we will discuss later. Okay, when it comes to the chief, there's a risk that chiefs may overstate community harmony. chief may overstate community harmony. What would be the mitigation measure?
Yeah, so here it's just like the first one. The academia can, and then the academia, media, and then the GSS can also use household surveys alongside the chief's reports.
Okay.
So here the bottom line is that do not conclude just from a single source.
That's the point.
So what the chief is saying that, oh, as for my community, we do so well, blah blah blah. Then I mean, yes, Nana Yadawase.
Then you do
then we also running research. So the research will either corroborate what the chief is saying, or it can give something different. And we can even help the chief with feedback.
That's the point.
Because sometimes you may not be in the known. Because sometimes you can be dissociated from the real wounds of the people. And the mom say, oh, Nana say na picture ni hey, they say na me man for the community in the agent you at all. Let's do something right. So it's very, very important.
You know, unfortunately in our world we don't like feedbacks.
Yes.
And we have preconditioned our minds that feedback should always be positive. So we need to change that. Feedback could be negative, it could be brutal. Sometimes when they say it, hey, but at least, but take it. Better pay. You have to take it.
Imagine going to someone and saying that, how do you see me? Assess me. It's indeed, we will have to just keep whatever we want because they had to accommodate the feedback, especially when if it is not positive, is something else.
Prepare your mind that you don't need to receive only positive notes. Negative is also part of the information. What about NGOs? NGOs may inflate results for donors, and which it does happen.
It does
happen. Report to number trauma donors discover.
Come on.
So your response is that we should require third-party verification or
standardized tools.
Okay.
And some of these donors, not all of them, but some of them, I mean, also have a third-party system where maybe you took an X amount that you went to do a project. Let's say Asaman. So they gave you this amount and they said that we use and you brought the budget, everything intact. Yes. So some of these also have third party that will go to the ground, assess what was done, and then see if the budget of what was done really corresponds with what you brought and then the pictures that you brought. So once they see that, and that is it, once they see that you are not trustworthy, yes, you cannot, you inflate the budget
everything
and then
Lastly, the media polls may be sensationalized. I think you gave an advice that we need to establish ethics guidelines with Ghana Journalists Association.
All these are serious job opportunities as well as, shall I say, even NGOs. Yeah, there can be an NGO whose focus, just like the trust we were making mention, is on
trust
the media.
Media, okay.
Where now, because these journalists from time to time can be coming for workshops
on trust.
Yes, because the sensationalism is too much.
And it degrades or erodes trust.
It erodes trust. You see, and I mean, it's very, very, very unfortunate.
Wow.
Very, very unfortunate. But yeah, so there can be an ethical guideline.
Sure.
That in terms of this one, this is how you ought to present. You ought to present it, because how you present a thing can overstretch the fact, and then now it becomes a lie because of how you were presenting it. And already in our context, we are having itchy ears for some of these
lies.
Things. Yes, for lies.
We like feeding on lies.
It's very
wow. Look, I think that we came to try to let you know how we can measure our community. The key element running through the discussion is about trust. When trust is broken, it becomes so difficult to repair. It affects everything in the society. Leadership, family. If trust is not there, corruption. In fact, lack of trust is the bedrock of corruption that we see in around. Because if somebody cannot trust the system, we can't solve the corruption issue. So we need to look at this trust system which is the foundation of our community, from the government, from the traditional, the church, private sector, civil service, servants, civil society, the household. We need, even at the household level, we need to measure. We need to measure.
And then even these what is normally called jungle justice.
Yeah.
Because we don't trust the system. Because we are holding man 2-3 weeks. So because we don't trust the system,
and unfortunately, the point you have raised, even when you want to do the right thing, you want to be a trustworthy, the system will fight against you. The system has been designed to
rather fight against those who want to do the right thing. So it really supports and encourages corruption. So the bedrock of the spirit of community is trust.
It's trust. Thank you very much once again. We want to once again wish our fathers happy Father's Day tomorrow.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, fathers.
Happy Father's Day.
And
God bless you for the sacrifice and the efforts made.
Yeah, all the leadership across all the scope. Thank you very much. And we want to end to let you know that the Agenda 50 books is still coming. Come
solid.
August, September. We're going to flood the market with releasing 50 books, not articles, 50 books, kingdom-driven series in all aspects. So we want you to be on the lookout. There flyers will be going on our platform very soon for you to get ready. This has been Kingdom Economic Forum. Thank you. Next week, we are going to look at one domain called time. Hey, don't miss it. Time.
Give time some time.
Give time some time. Next week. Until we meet. Bye-bye.